tell us how the clients in Southeast Europe see the benefits of IBM and Red Hat joining forces?
Speaking, it's a marriage of innovators, right? And not everyone may perceive it so, but this is reality. I just tracked 2018 number of patents filed by IBM. It's hard to believe, right? It is one patent every 15 working minutes, right? 25 patents a calendar day, 36 patents a working day.
So like 2 in the time that we were on.
Yeah, by the time we end,
it will be 3.
By the time we end, one patent will be filed. So, in the practical then, but raised 1911. My father got born. IBM was in the business for 27 years. He got born in 1938. So I think it's a great combination. Seriously, our innovation comes a different way. Hopefully, I'll get time to tell about it. But it's just great. Well, practical standpoint, I think it's very simple. The proportions. So IBM to Red Hat, like employees-wise, 25 to 1. I think one of the immediate results will be Red Hat technology will have a much broader access to the business partners, but primarily, obviously, our customers or customers to come. And it's just a superb portfolio, and with only 14,000 people, we couldn't have carried it around to the extent we wished to, right? So this is number one. And close number 2, that's very important. IBM is an heavy-duty enterprise gear, involved into projects of a great scale, importance, right? And this is really a solution-oriented company since it's been created. So therefore, we also believe not only physical coverage, but also the ability to participate in these all great undertakings and projects that IBM is really engaged into or is planning to engage to the Red Hat's benefit.
No, I don't have much to add, right? I think I have met quite a few clients over the last 30 days in Southeast Europe, and 3/4 of them have told me, look Zoran, maybe you didn't know, but we have already been using Red Hat for quite a while, or have OpenShift in our environment. So I truly see this, right, as a marriage made in heaven, where we join the forces and help enterprise clients accelerate this journey that can give so much back to the business.
Guys, what does open source really means for developers and for the companies?
All right, please lean back 15 minutes talk. No, kidding. All right, so briefly on that, it's just 2 points. When Mr. Linus Torvalds, when he distributed his first kernel to Linux, that was back in 1991. By the way, the catalog was about to be called Freaks, not Linux, but it wasn't allowed, right, by the guy that built this FTP server for him. So then they called it Linux with the S, and in the end, just to put in the heritage of Unix in a code, right? That was a revolution. Think of, you got CRM, ERP building systems, OESs for telco, for example, for free. That was the idea. So the idea behind Red Hat is not revolutionary in the sense of, abuse the word in the public space media, but this is really revolution. Obviously, history is for historians, so where we are now, it is simply the result of a very simple fact. Right? If you take, let's take a very significant brand that I'll not name. They have like 15,000 coders, in-house developers, right? So they develop maybe of 100 products. 100 codes, 100 product lines. All of a sudden, you've got a community of developers. And by the way, this is over 15 million people. Right? So the pool of people that are working in software is 1,000 times bigger. That's number one. And then we've got statistical play, right? Because these people, that's the statistics that pushes the process forward. Right? Out of 1,000 people, you got 1,001 person. Well, what would be the most likely outcome of the battle? Very simple. Second, this is all about the, reasons these people are getting engaged in the community. And obviously, in the CEE, Red Hat's got like, in my grounds, the Red Hat's got like the development center for roughly 1,500 to 2,000 developers now. It's in Brno, it's in the Czech Republic. If you talk to these people, I obviously support community, it's a different kind. I mean, seriously. I consider myself working in business. If you talk to these guys, they're different because Well, they actually put in intellect first. And they have their own play. They want to show off, they want to develop something that's perceived the best code ever. Right? They're competing within this space, and they're competing with one another. These are really bright brains. By the way, some of these people, they do it A, free of charge, B, as a hobby. This business is not a hobby, by the way. Red Hat's growing 80 quarters in a row. 80. Have never failed to overachieve quarter on quarter for 20 years. Right? So this is a serious business. It's a $4 billion business. It's a nice number for a free software, right? But the second point is, I think Zoran pointed this out, I think it's more important. Why is that so popular? Why it became a mainstream? It's because of a very simple reason. Well, if the developer is tasked, or the team, infrastructural team, is tasked to do something, to deliver something, anything, a piece of application, a piece of environment, etc., well, they can simply get into GitHub and get this piece of software. That's free of charge, right? And I made so many mistakes at the beginning working here in Red Hat, telling the customers like, well, look at this great automation, it's Ansible, it's great cloud orchestration that is called CloudForms, da-da-da-da-da. And some of the people I knew from the past would tell me, hey Adam, you better get ready when meeting me. We have all of it. We have all of it, right? We use it all the time. And we're getting to the point of saturation. We need to make it commercial, because then we get into the critical spaces, critical applications, critical performance, etc. We need to turn it commercial. So that's how it gets out of the scheme. By the way, these developers, right, and these in-house developers of our customers, and they don't have a constraint really. They don't have to wait for the company to take a decision which software to buy. They don't have to wait for the lengthy purchasing process. So, so back to the question, number one, it is really all about the scale and underpinning intellectual battle going on, right? And this is why these are best class products in the world. And two, this is all about the adoption model that simply gives people freedom to select whatever they want to.